Okay, let's start today's lecture. So, in yesterday's lecture on industrial microbiology, on topic a primary screening. So last time we studied the two important method, one regarding to the extracellular metabolites, and the second one related to the oxanography. Really organism required any type of the additional growth factors for their better growth or not, by taking the examples with the cellulose and the second one in the form of the trypsin dependent test organism. So last time we are seeing that. Now today we will study the very important industrial aspects regarding the screening of antibiotic producing microorganisms. And we all, as an industrial microbiologist, our main intention in two aspects. The first aspect related to the primary metabolites, and the second one, our main interest in the secondary metabolites. Why I'm saying this one? All of you know the primary metabolites, they are given by the plants in an abundant amount. What about the secondary metabolites? Those secondary metabolites, they are produced in a very little amount, but in a market, it having a big value. And as a microbiologist, I am trying to isolate those microorganisms from the nature who gives the or secretes the very less amount of the XYZ chemical, and for that chemical we call them as the antibiotics. Okay, we'll see what that particularly. Last time we seen the sketch one. So regarding with the primary metabolite, primary screening as well as the secondary screening is there. Now inside the primary screening, the one of the method, and it will play the crucial role in all the aspects, and that technique we call them as the crowded plate technique. I'm using the word a crowded plate and technique. Crowd means a large number of the organism that are get plated, and from that crowded we are pick up only the a single or the two microorganisms are there. Just like any of the famous Saregamapa, okay, or the Indian Idol, Maharashtra Gaurav, whatever may be these programs are there. For the initial stage, large number of the applicants are there or the participants are there. But all these participants not being chosen for the finals. In the same task, as an industrial microbiology, we know very well in the nature, large number of the heterogenic microorganisms are there. And from that heterogeneous population, we are pick up only the one or two strains are there. They are secreted the certain chemicals from the microorganism and inhibits the growth of the another type of the microorganism that we call them as the antibiotic producing microorganism. Now what this particularly the techniques one. So we required the soil sample as a source of the samples one. Now you have to bring this particularly the soil sample in your laboratory. Okay. And bring on the platform where already we have the dilution tubes are there. Already it get a labeled one, 10 raised to minus 1, 10 raised to minus 2, 10 raised to minus 3, as well as 10 raised to minus 4. Okay. Now all these microorganisms, if they are get a present one in a various amount, I'm not saying, so every time in a very first sample you get the antibiotic producing microorganism. You have to do these practicals 1000 times to 20 or particularly the 20,000 times And from that samples, you get only the 10 or 20 samples containing the antibiotic producing microorganisms. Once you diluted the sample in a cascade fashion, that we call them as the serial dilution method. Now from that a dilution tube, you have to use only the 0.1 ml of inoculum. I'm using the word inoculum, right? Now it containing the large number of the microorganisms are there. Now that 0.1 ml of the samples you have to take on the surface of the nutrient agar plate. Okay, that is already get a sterile one. Spread it and then it can get incubated at room temperature for 24 to 48 hours. I'm using the word for 24 to 48 hours. Why? Because your soil sample containing the bacteria or it containing the fungi. If they are the fungi, it required the 48 hours duration because they are developing the mycelium, and from that mycelium they secreted the a few amount of the chemicals. That chemicals we call them as the antibiotic. Now you know very well the standard plate count. You have to always select such a plate in a range of 30 to 300 or 400. So that particularly the plate you have to pick up one. Now this plate having the well isolated colonies, we are selected one. Now these well isolated colony show around their colony there will be the clear zone. If they're producing the clear zone, it indicates that that colony containing the microorganism, it has the ability to secrete the chemical, and that chemical inhibit the growth of the another type of the bacteria. They are referred as the antibiotic producing microorganism. Okay. Now the well isolated colony which can show the zone of inhibition of the other microbe, this is only possible due to the production of the antibiotics. Okay. Now these colony, those particularly colony show the zone of inhibition around the colony. That colonies are further picked up with the help of the inoculating needle and transferred on the desired medium. So we call them as the making of the subculturing by the striplet method, or we call them as the restreaking. And that particularly the cultures you have to again incubated one in the incubator or at the room temperature. Once you get the growth one, later on we call them as the stock culture. Now that stock culture you have to maintain in the refrigerator in your laboratories for the further studies. Okay. Now what exactly this one? This is a process. What exactly that? A crowded plate technique. The crowded plate technique is one of the simplest screening technique in detecting and isolating the antibiotic producers. Our main intention in an industrial aspect is always be an antibiotic producers. Okay. So either that antibiotic, it may be the narrow spectrum antibiotic, or either it may be the broad spectrum antibiotic is there, in which you are interested. I'm interested in the penicillin, 100% is a narrow spectrum antibiotic. If I'm interested in the broad task one, so I have to isolate the tetracycline, it may be the streptomycin is there. Okay, so depending upon the broad classification, that will be the narrow spectrum antibiotic as well as the broad spectrum antibiotic. Now it consisting of the preparing a series of dilution of the soil sample as well as the other material where the microorganisms they are get growing, and by the simple spreading of the dilution on your nutrient agar plate. It helpful in the locating these colonies which producing the antibiotic activity. Now how will you this one? This is very simple. You have to pick up the 10 gram of the soil sample. It can get diluted into the first tube whose dilution will be the 10⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻⁻ sample up till to the last cube. Okay, and later on these dilutions you have to transfer on the respected nutrient agar a plate which is already get a sterile one. Okay, Now, after this one, you have to put into the incubator for the temperature that will be the 37 degrees Celsius. If you are interested in the bacterial species, if you are interested in the fungi, then you have to incubate it furthermore 48 hours, but at a room temperature. So kept in mind, fungi required the room temperature and the bacteria required the incubation, that is our body temperature, that is on 37 degree Celsius. Okay. Now, this is the diagram. Already, this is a nutrient agar plate. मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है सबको?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is your Petri plate. Already it containing the nutrient agar. On this surface, we are added the dilution of the soil sample, and with the help of the sterile glass spreader, I am spreading this culture throughout the plate, that the periphery of the nutrient agar Petri plate. Okay. Now that dilution, or you call them as in the inoculum, is containing the bacteria 100%, but I am not sure in that dilution is 100% containing the antibiotic producing microorganism. Now that plate I will kept into the incubator or the room temperature. If I am interested in the fungi, I will incubate it at the room temperature, whose temperature will be the 22 degrees Celsius to the 28 degrees Celsius. This is a standard room temperature. Okay. Now, whenever the organisms they are get growing as well as they are get multiplied after the incubation period, for example, I'm interested in the fungi. I'm selecting one of the species that will be the Streptomyces. That will be the Streptomyces agriceus, who can producing the streptomycin. This is a broad spectrum antibiotic which can inhibit the protein synthesis basically. Okay. Now see here, I get this particularly the two colonies. Okay. So these colonies of the Streptomyces species, but I'm not sure. Why? Because later on, there are the certain a non-producing organism, that will be the non-producing antibiotic producing microorganism, as well as another that will be the what you call them as in the antibiotic producing microorganism. Now this plate, after the growth of the Streptomyces after 48 hours, now later on you have to add your test organisms. Okay, that is known as the indicator organism. And again this plate, the same plate, you have to again get a incubated one in the incubator or at the room temperature. If you are interested in the fungi, so definitely you have to put your plate at the room temperature. Now see here in this plate, the first one as well as this second one, there is a minor changes around the colonies. This colony basically, I am showing this one. Okay. Now see here, this colony basically it can show a zone of inhibition around the colony. This also producing the zone of inhibition. This particularly the culture is again show the zone of inhibition. This culture or the colony again show the zone of inhibition. It means that when you are incubating this plate around the colony, there is a secretion of the some chemicals. And that chemicals, it can inhibit the growth of this indicator organism. So in which you are interested one. Okay, now see here, this is our nutrient agar plate. This is our laboratory one. Okay, now in this plate, this will be the zone, clear zone of inhibition. This is another particularly the case. It is again be a clear zone around the colony. This is another particularly the fungi who producing the antibiotic. This is another particularly which can producing the antibiotics are there. So this is another particularly the species one. It is again show the zone of inhibition. So that will be the clear zone who inhibit or who kills the microorganism, but not the self one. Antibiotics are those one, they can secreted from the one microorganism in a minute amount and inhibits the growth of or killing the growth of the another type of the bacteria we call them as an the antibiotic. For example, gram-negative organism secreted the chemical which inhibits the another type of the gram-negative, not been a self one. Okay, otherwise we call them as an the suicide chemical. This is not being a suicide. They are killing the another one. That's why we call them as an the antibiotics. Are you getting this my point? Shweta, are you getting? Monali?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is one of the very simplest technique which is used in the industry for the primary screening of the microorganisms. Okay, in which you are interested one. Either you are interested into the antibiotics, either you are interested in the growth factors are there, or either you are interested into a certain extracellular metabolites. So depending upon the task one in which you are basically the interested one. Now this is one of the sketch of the yesterday's. The enriched culture is there, so you required the media, so that media containing the varieties of the chemicals are there, but one of the chemical we are get a lacking. Okay, and later on this particularly the minimum enriched with the samples, they are get a poured one, and we get this particularly the growth one. So the organisms, they are get a growing because of the addition of the certain chemicals. So that is known as the enriched one. Most of the time bacteria required the large amount of the protein is there, and that protein is not available, so we are added the serum also. That will be the human serum. Sometimes we are using the horse serum is there, or the plasma is there. So depending upon the requirement of the organism, according to that you have to designing the media. So that's why we call them as an the enrichment culture. Okay, now another technique, that is in production of the acid or the base. How to identify my microorganism when we are inoculated into the any basic media, either it may be the nutrient broth or either it may be the nutrient agar. How will you know this culture producing the acid or this culture not producing the acid? It is very simple, by using the pH indicator or dye. They are get used or employed in some of the screening method for detecting the microorganism who has the capacity to produces the organic acids or the amines. We are utilizing the amines. Either it may be the primary amines, it may be the secondary amines, it may be the tertiary amines are there. Okay, so on. Now, which type of the dyes they are get present in our laboratory? That will be the microbiology lab. I am talking about the microbiology lab. So dyes like the neutral red, it may be the bromothymol blue, it may be the bromothymol green. Okay, they are added to a poorly buffered media. I'm using the word a buffer. Buffer are those solutions, they are resist to change in the pH. They are not immediately change the pH of your solution. These are the buffer. Buffer containing the strong acid as well as the weak base, vice versa, depending upon the situations are there. So according to that, that buffers you have to utilize. But the nutrient agar is itself acting as an the buffer because it containing the peptone. Peptone is acting as an the buffering agent. Not immediately change in the pH, but after 24 hours, it can show the change in the pH, because from the neutral, it either go toward the acidic side or either they are go toward the basic side by producing the amines if the organism has the ability. If it is not, it's not producing the amines. Okay. Now, the indicator dye technique. This is a differential technique, may also be employed to find out whether the organism are capable of the a certain microbial transformation or not. Really, that strain which utilizes the carbon source or not, we call them as in the transformation is there. Okay. So how this works? So simply the pH indicating dye undergo the change the a color according to its pH. Okay, so for example, the phenolphthalein is there. When you are seeing the phenolphthalein, it is colorless. But when you are doing the acid as well as the base titrations are there, so at that time you get the pink color. So pink color indicates that your titration point comes from. Okay, we know that what this particularly 0.1 normal NaOH as well as the 0.1 normal HCl, you have to titrate it one by using the phenolphthalein is acting as the indicator. But in microbiology, we are not utilizing the phenolphthalein. But instead of, we are using the bromothymol blue or bromothymol green, or either it may be the neutral red dye. Okay, so these are most commonest one. The indicating dyes are there, and by which we can very easily see this. Now the second task of your screening. The first part is get over regarding with the primary screening, which having the 4 methods: production of the acid as well as the base by microorganism. Second one, producing the antibiotics. Third one, regarding with the extracellular metabolites, and the fourth one regarding with the enrichment. So these are the 4 methods for the primary screening. Now after the primary screening, there is a secondary screening is there. What is that? A secondary screening. It is a systematic screening program which intended to isolate the industrially important or a useful microorganism. I'm using the word now, a microorganism. It included the bacteria, it included the algae and whatever. Now, some of these important point which is always associated with the secondary screening. Now, which of these points? The very first one. It is useful in sorting the microorganism that have revealed the commercial value. मी कोणते सेकंडरी स्क्रीनिंग मध्ये पाहिल? पहिल्या स्क्रीन मध्ये मी काही लोकांना पास केलं. 200 लोक आहे माझ्याकडे. मला एक कॉम्पिटिशन घ्यायची आहे. एक कॉम्पिटिशन मी घेऊन घेतली आहे. मी काहीतरी एक बेसिक क्वेश्चन्स विचारलेले आहे. त्या बेसिक क्वेश्चन 200 पैकी 100 सिलेक्ट झालेले आहे. Now that 101 they are go for the secondary. Why? Because that 100% having the certain X factors. I have to click that X factors. Now in such a way, you have to again think about the industrial aspects, because industry required the money, and the money comes only through the commercial values. For example, I will ask one question. What is the cost of 1 kg potato? Please give me the answer. 1 किलो आलूचा भाव काय आहे? 40 रुपये. क्या पैसे?
40 रुपये किलो.
मिताली किती आहे भाव पुलगाव मध्ये?
40 रुपये सर.
40 रुपये. मोनाली?
सर 40 आहे.
हाँ
40 है सर.
रिंकू, साक्षी किती आहे?
40 रुपये सर.
40
रुपये किलो.
आंचल कितना है? नहीं पता, जाते ही नहीं हो. निकिता कितना है?
आमच्या इकडे 60 आहे सर.
हाँ, तुम्हारे तरफ 60 रुपए. ओके, ठीक है. देखो, पोटैटो 1 kg की कॉस्ट है 40 रुपीज. हाँ, अभी देख लो क्या इंडस्ट्री कैसा कमर्शियलाइज करते हैं पोटैटो को, इन द फॉर्म ऑफ पोटैटो चिप्स मेड बाय हल्दीराम. 35 ग्राम्स कॉस्ट विल बी द 10 रुपीज. 10 रुपए में 35 ग्राम आपको पोटैटो चिप्स मिलते हैं. 1 किलो का कॉस्ट कितना है, और पोटैटो हमारे गांव में कितने रुपए में मिलता है, 40 रुपए में 1 किलो मिलता है. दिस इज नोन एज द कमर्शियल वैल्यू. Our microorganisms do the same activity. If they are particularly growing in such a sophisticated environment, they gives the secondary metabolites, and that secondary metabolites having the commercial value. These microorganisms having the poor applicability. Okay, I am not interested later on. Okay. So in this a fermentation process it can get discarded. जो organism की कुछ values ही नहीं है, so that fermentation process we have to discard it. So this is an information which is comes in the secondary screening. So the secondary screening also gives the information whether the product formed by the microorganism is new or it is an old. मुझे ये भी पता लग जाता है कि ये जो कुछ हो रहा है सेकेंडरी स्क्रीनिंग में, जो कुछ केमिकल्स आपको दिखाई दे रहे हैं, जो आइसोलेट किए हैं, आइसोलेट करने के बाद हमने उसको आइडेंटिफाइड किया है विद द हेल्प ऑफ आवर केमिस्ट, पर्टिकुलरली द टीम इज देयर. आई एम सेइंग whether that chemical will be the new or whether that chemical will be the old one. So they are doing the large number of the another tests are there. They go with the chemical banks one. So what that particularly the structure is there, already the structure is present in the certain banks are not. Okay. This is an information. It is coming after the primary screening, which is only possible into the secondary screening mechanism. This information may accompanied by the one of the sophisticated technique that we call them as the paper chromatography, thin layer chromatographic techniques are there, where particularly my product is get seen or not, you have to first identify it with the help of such type of the sophisticated techniques one that is known as the paper chromatography. Either it may be the thin layer chromatography, either it may be the gas chromatography is there, or either it may be the HPLC, that will be the high performance liquid chromatography. Okay. Now, what this particularly the secondary screening indicates, which information they use. The secondary screening should show whether the product possesses certain physical properties. We know very well, if there are the certain chemicals, chemical have the two important properties. One property that will be the physical property, and the second property that will be the chemical. Now, if these two properties are there, you have to check the physical quality, or you call them as the property. Can that chemical has the ability to absorb the ultraviolet light, or that chemical have the ability which can fluorescence, जैसे in the form of the radium, or there are the large number of the chemical properties are there, their boiling point is there, their what you call them as the melting point is there. Okay, that can employ to detect the compound by using of a paper chromatography. So this information is only possible when you are going with the secondary screening. Now, the secondary screening, they are get always conduct on the agar plate. Sometimes we are using in the flask, or sometimes we go with the small scale of fermenter, which containing the liquid media. Okay, I have the media, definitely. No doubt, but that media is always be a defined media. I know very well how much amount of the carbon is get present one, how much amount of the nitrogen is get present one, how much amount of the minerals are there. We know very well. When you are defining it, you have to designing the media, you know very well each and every the possibilities regarding to the physical aspects as well as the chemical aspects. Now this secondary screening gives an idea about the economic position of the fermenter. a process which involved, where this involved one, so involving in a use of a new discovery culture. आपके पास का जो कल्चर है वो नया है या पुराना है. So it get the lot of a new information as a microbiologist. And if it is a new one, it is a golden opportunity for the microbiologist, go for the patenting. And if you are patenting this one, no one, this culture can get a use one without your permission. And you, in future, if you transfer your technology to the pharmaceutical industries one, they gives the royalty in the crores, in a crore. I'm using the word, but it required the 10 years, 20 years, 35 years of the continuous research on a single species. The secondary screening help in providing the information regarding the product yield, a potential of a different isolates. How much amount of the product should produce during the process. For example, if I'm taking the 1 liter of the fermented media, and in that fermented media, after the downstream processing, I get only the 10 grams of vitamin B12. See, I'm using the word. The cost of 1 liter of the fermented broth is near about 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees for 1 liter. But after the downstream processing, if I get the 10 grams of a vitamin B12, for example, I'm using the word example. Now the cost of 1 kg of vitamin B12 as a commercially available in the market, whose cost will be 7 lakhs to the 9 lakhs. 1 kilo vitamin B12 7 ते 9 lakh रुपए kilo आहे. Now see here the cost of your 10 grams. This is an information you get. It is possible only in the secondary screening. It also gives the idea regarding the optimum condition for the growth of the microorganism, how they are accumulated of your product. Accumulation, whenever there will be the fermentation, accumulation of the product, which is always associated with your particularly the culture. It is very important. If you do not know how much will be the temperature required for this XYZ bacteria, if you do not know how much pH is required, how much oxygen is required, whether it will be the aerobic or whether it will be the anaerobic, so it is very difficult at that moment. And it is only possible by the secondary screening only. You get the large number of the informations. That information is associated with the chemical properties, physical properties, but as a microbiologist, we are very much interested in a biological properties. Biological properties means whether my culture is inhibiting the another type of the bacteria or not, whether my particularly the culture which secreted the certain antiviral chemicals or not. So that is a biological properties of the product, and also to determine during the secondary screening. Much more reveals whether a product produced in a culture or basically your broth occur in more than one chemical form, always, not in a single. The secondary screening is detect the gross stability, whether the culture is genetically stable or not. can that culture is undergo for the mutation by the mutagenesis process or not? This type of the information is a very important, since the organism tending to undergo the mutation, or they must undergo for the alteration of their nucleotide bases, and do not lose their capability for the maximum accumulation of the fermentation of product. This tells the screening the stability of your chemical compound. हम बहुत बार देखते हैं, when you brings the any type of the medicine from the market, it having the manufacturing date and it having the expiry date. What is that expiry date? After that expiry date, your chemical will get expired. In every, particularly nowadays, the food articles are there. You have to consume the food before that day. What if it is not possible? If I eat the food after that day, what's happened? What will be the action of that food on my body? If I take the any antibiotic after the expiry date of the July 2020 and I'm take that antibiotics today, what's happened? It recovered the patient or not? That indicates the chemical stability. So this information is only coming by the secondary screening. That information's never been present in your primary screening. The secondary screening gives both the task. One that will be the qualitative and the second one that will be the quantitative approaches. The quality of your chemical and the quantity. Yes, I know very well. I particularly producing the XYZ chemicals. And that chemical, it is used in the pharmaceutical industries for the manufacturing of the antibiotics. But for a sake of reason, you know very well that particularly your chemical having the good biological property is there, definitely. But instead of other pharmaceutical company who are manufacturing the same chemical, they manufacturing the tablet whose size will be the 100 milligram, and your chemical required 1000 milligram tablet. So this indicates one, the quality as well as the quantity. How much quantity of your drug is required? In today's scenario, a very least amount of the chemicals you require, and to kill the large population of the bacteria, it is very important in the form of the MIC. We call them as the minimum inhibitory concentration. If you are doing this one, then and then it will be the good one. Okay. So this is one of the example related with the streptomyces isolates one. Okay, so we are producing the certain narrow bands on the nutrient agar plate. We'll take this experiment in details. आप अभी पूछ सकते हो, मेरे पास अभी 1 मिनट बाकी है, and in 1 minute you can give your attendance in a chat box. It is an essential one. At the same time, you have to give your feedbacks in the link one. Later on, I will send on to your WhatsApp group. आपके अभी कोई प्रॉब्लम्स है, आप पूछ सकते हो. आप अपना नाम इसमें डाल दीजिए. आज टोटल 17 पार्टिसिपेंट लेक्चर को ज्वाइन थे. यदि आप नहीं डालोगे तो आपकी अटेंडेंस कंसीडर नहीं होगी. कोई प्रॉब्लम है? नहीं है? It's well and good then. I will stop my sharing.